Hey guys, I'm Nicole and we're the Quaranteens.
I'm Haley, and we're just two bored teens who wanted to share our life in quarantine.
This episode, we decided to bring something a little different to the table. Haley actually came up with the idea to share our favorite memories from our hometown, New Palestine, I guess.
Sort of as a closing of our high school in the next week, we're just throwing it back, remembering some of the good times we've had, funny times throughout all of our school, all the way back to elementary school.
Yeah,
So,
and most of those elementary school memories are very random. They're not like
yeah,
just there.
they're not full like storylines. They're just kind of, we have some random memories, but they led to some funny things.
Yeah.
So
Well, Haley, you want to start us off with a
yeah,
good
we
time?
just were talking about how in elementary one of our favorite things was gym class, as weird as it might sound, because we did some really fun stuff in there, some fun memories.
Yeah. We played this game called Wild Horse Roundup. and it was,
I loved it. I literally
yeah,
love that game.
it was literally my favorite. It was pretty much like tag, but the people who were it had Nerf footballs and would throw it at the other people running away. And like if you got hit by the football, then you were out.
So like everyone was the wild horses, and the people that were it had to round them up with the Nerf footballs.
It was so
It
fun.
was so fun. There were some like really creative games, like we used to play Pac-Man on our
Yeah.
lines in the gym. That was fun. Um, we did some chicken fat go.
Yeah. That was a little. What
Our
even
little
was that? Was that
exercise
dancing?
vid.
Like, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Or, like, we just stood there and, like, did random stuff.
Yeah, there were like these kids in the video, and like there was like songs that there would be little dances to, and we'd have to like stand there and dance. And then there was a song, Go, I don't
Go,
know,
you
Go,
chicken
you chicken
fat,
fat,
go!
go.
Oh, man, that
It was
was
so
hilarious.
funny.
That was for the good old days, man. And then, do you remember we used to have, like, to sit in a line or whatever. We had like a group in gym class that we had to sit with every day. Do you remember that? It
Wait,
was it was
no?
like a lot. Like she had little markers.
Oh, wait, yes.
What
Oh my
what
gosh.
was that called? I don't even
I
remember.
I don't know, but I do remember being in like line groups, because then we'd like end the class and begin the class in our rows, and we'd like play that beanbag tag game
Yeah.
like at the end, like in our rows of people.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much about them. Like,
I just
I
remember always
I
hating
don't
sitting
know.
there because I just wanted to do stuff. Like at the beginning of the class, I was like, Mrs. Radabush, let's just play the games already. Oh. But yeah, we had like UA classes, as I'm sure many other people had too, that were like unified
Yeah.
arts classes. So we had gym class, music class, art class, and media/library class.
So that's like computer lab. I don't
That one
know.
was just very odd.
I just dreaded going to that
Oh,
every week.
same. I hated that with a burning passion. Especially
Like
because they made us put those skins on the keyboards, so then I never
those
knew what I
little
was
orange
typing.
things. Me neither. I would look down and like, I don't know. I would sometimes peek underneath the skin because I was getting so frustrated.
Do you remember when we had to take those typing tests and like she actually came around and scored us? That
Yes.
was kind of
And I scored
scary.
so bad, and like I was trying to be all accurate, and I was going so slow.
Oh man.
I couldn't even keep up with that, like, I don't know, paragraph we had to write or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It,
Sometimes some of our media teachers kind of like scared me, low key,
yeah, there was
as,
that.
as an elementary schooler.
There was like one that really scared me. I can't remember what her name was, though. But we,
Was it like early
yeah.
elementary?
And she
Yes,
had like
same.
super dark hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like matching pantsuits.
Yes. She was so scary.
I would be like peeking under my skin, and then she'd come around, and I would quickly put it back and just act like I was typing. Because I was so scared she'd see me without my skin on. Some people just didn't care though, and they just like took off their skin and put it on top of the desk.
Oh man. Oh, and then we had good old Clyde Gall for art class.
Oh yes.
He thinks everything
Loves
is
that
a
call.
piece of art and it's beautiful. Doesn't matter what it is.
I would make like clay art and you would think it was like the best. Loved that
I
guy.
remember one time because his whole room was so disorganized. Do you remember that? It was so
Yeah.
messy. One time I asked him like if I could clean it. Like I remember there was like a group of us who asked if we could clean his art room and he said, "No, I like it messy."
I remember those buckets of just like broken oil pastels and all that.
Yeah.
And I would take them home with me because like for some reason I thought I was going to like make art with them at home. And my mom hated oil pastels because they would be in my backpack and then they'd like get
Oh
all over
yeah.
my clothes and stuff. And she told like, but I just kept bringing them home. And then at one point she was like, "Oh my gosh, stop bringing those home." But it was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember our Visions art group?
Oh yeah.
We would make those little
Plays.
plays.
Yeah, those were so terrible. I found a picture from one of those the other day actually. But you were in it. I think you were like in the play but you weren't in the picture, you know.
Ah man,
I know
yeah.
there's only like four of us in the picture, so
And how like we put those on at the
oh
art
yeah.
show.
It was so terrible. Like why did we do that? I don't know.
I don't know. Like we thought that it was actually good and funny, but like it was so stupid.
It was the stupidest thing ever. And then I remember my dad made like a guest appearance in one of them because we needed like some person because he had his Hawaiian shirt with him and stuff so he could be like a Hawaiian tourist. I don't even know.
I still remember that one time. Well, I don't know if we actually put on this one, but like we were trying to do some kind of cheer play.
Oh man.
And we were like in the media center
Yeah.
trying to do like stunting in the morning. And I remember like I was trying to do like this kick or something and like fell on my back in little theater.
Yeah, I don't think that we ended up doing that because I don't remember actually I only remember actually performing two of them like at the art show.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we did.
Or actually I
I don't
don't
remember what any of them were about. Like no
one of them
memory
was
of
like
what
a
our plays were about.
Hawaiian family vacation gone wrong. I remember that. And then
Oh, I do briefly have a memory of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the other one was the Hunger Games or not and we like threw candy at each other.
Oh my gosh. Memory, like a memory I did not know I had.
That was
That
so
Hunger Games
terrible.
or not play.
It was like really bad too because we performed it for like the kindergartners. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Like those kids did not know what was going on at all. They didn't know what the Hunger Games were. And they're like, can you imagine if they went home to their parents and was like, what's the Hunger Games? And then their parents were like, where'd you learn
Oh
that?
my. Oh my gosh. And remember those like actual school play, like the school plays,
Oh,
not the ones we wrote, but like the ones we had to do
mhm.
in the little theater?
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
the
gosh.
Christmas pageant. Wait, the best Christmas pageant ever or something?
I don't remember doing that one, but I think it was in like actually no, maybe we did do weren't some classes like different? Didn't like some classes have different plays or something?
I don't
I
know.
don't remember either.
Then I remember there was like some like murder mystery play or something.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't remember. I remember I was in one of the plays and I was sick the day that they went over all the different parts of the play. And but like I always thought it would be so cool to be in a play. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be an actress when I grow up, you know. So then I get
yeah.
to school the next day, and um, there was like a part open to be, and like it was a character, and she had the most lines, and I was like, why does no one want to be her? Like she sounds so fun, you know. You get the most lines.
Yeah, of course. And like, I'm gonna be an actress, so
Yeah.
might as well take
Yeah,
them.
so then I ended up going up there to like sign my name and everyone was like, "Nicole, you don't want that part." And I was like, "Well, why not?" And they're like, "You just don't want it, trust me." And but they wouldn't tell me why, so then I was like, "You know what? Whatever. I'm just going to put my name up here. Like whatever it is, it's not going to be that bad." And then I remember I'm just going to skip ahead and not tell you what it is until the time when we actually performed the play and I remember what happened. So, it was at the very end and um it was like, you know, the conclusion of all the characters and stuff. And then Jacob Noop's character gets on the ground on his knee and he's like he's like supposed to propose to me and this was like the scandalous thing that everyone said was so terrible. And when he did it, he like, you know, like did the little hand motion pretending to engage on the knee and then he
Uh-huh.
like wouldn't look at me. He's just like looking off and he's like, will you marry me? And it was like the awkwardest thing ever. And it was so funny. And Noopy like got forced by all of his friends to play that too. Like he didn't want
And then
it.
you didn't even know what you were getting into.
No, I had no clue.
I still remember we did that one play about like Abe Lincoln. I don't know. I have a vivid
No,
memory of
I
this
feel like I
play.
vaguely remember that
And
actually.
I remember there was like somebody that was like pulling around Abe Lincoln in a
Yeah.
wagon or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that play was pretty
I
fun.
kind of like I feel like I barely remember that, but yeah.
Like I think I was the person, if I'm remembering right, this girl in the play who like wrote Abe Lincoln a letter telling him that he should grow a beard.
Really? That's funny.
I was like, you should grow a beard. And then Abe Lincoln was like, I think I'll grow a beard. It was like so random.
That's so bizarre. That's funny though. Hmm. Good old elementary school days.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the middle school days?
Oh, yeah. We got some good ones in middle school.
I guess. I like feel like
I don't know. I feel like middle school just was kind of a blur. Like, I don't know if I really remember
I
much.
know. Oh my gosh, did you have Mr. Seagray?
No, I had Mr. T. Gray.
Oh, there were two social studies teachers for our seventh grade year, and both their last names were Gray, so they called one of them T Gray and the other one C Gray for their first initials. And I remember Mr. C Gray was just like he was an older guy, so he kind of just like didn't really seem to care like about what other people thought of him pretty much. I remember at one point like Ashley came to class and she was super sad and like I think she might have been crying or on the verge of crying. So then he told me to like go outside and talk to her, like take her outside and talk like in the hallway. And like this was before Ashley and I were even friends. So it was like it was really awkward because it's like, "Hey, are you okay?" you know?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, we're not really close, but.
Okay, there's this other memory I had from that class too. So I had that class 6 period, and we only have 7 period. Well, we only had 7 periods, didn't we?
I think we had 7, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And So,
But they were like weird. They actually, I don't know if we had 7 classes. We had like those weird
yeah.
classes where it was like 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and then it would be like 2 numbers together.
Yeah, I don't know. I had it
I don't
second
know.
to
I don't
last,
know.
whatever the case was. And I was sitting there in his class, and I think we were taking notes, and he was just rambling about something, and then he said, "No athletes should be tired at this point in the day," and he was staring right at me, and I was yawning, and I was wearing my cheer uniform.
Oh my gosh, the one we had to wear our cheer uniforms to
Oh,
school.
that was terrible. I hated that.
And I literally wore sweatpants underneath my skirt.
Oh
Like, why
no.
did I think that was a good idea?
Do you remember on our Cell song? Remember? Literally
The
that whole
Cell
video I was wearing my
song!
cheer uniform. That song was ridiculous. We had to do
That was so funny.
yeah, we had to do this song in 7th grade that we pretty much just chose a song that already existed and changed the lyrics so that it talked about the cells and different components of the cells. So Haley and I were working in a group with our friend Addie, and we did the song Pompeii.
Oh, and we just like sang about cells instead, and it was so
It was
funny.
like so terrible.
But like we thought we were so funny with like our little effects, so we were like zooming across the screen and
Oh
chairs.
my gosh, do you remember at the very end of it we all just did the Harlem Shake just randomly?
Oh yeah, just randomly, like literally had nothing to do with anything. We just threw that in
Just
there
did
because we just
that.
thought it was great.
It was a little ridiculous, that's for sure, but it was a fun time.
It was definitely
Did
fun.
I ever tell you I had Mr. Young email that to me like last year, I think?
Oh really?
Yeah. I needed.
That's cool that he still had it
I know. I asked him, I was
after
like,
all
hey, do you
these
still have
years.
this? Because I'd heard like other groups who had asked for theirs back. And then eventually one day I was just like, I'm just going to ask him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I want to watch it again.
It's really bad, to be honest. Oh.
That class, Mr. Young's science, was so fun.
Yeah, it really
I
was.
genuinely loved it. How he like we were kind of like the test dummies for all those different like
Yeah.
new technology stuff.
That was
I thought it
super
was so
cool.
fun. The sphero balls and
Yeah.
like drones and stuff.
Those were so cool. I loved the Sphero balls.
Those were really
Like,
fun.
I don't even remember what we did. I just remember using the iPad to navigate where the ball was going. Like,
Yeah.
did we even have a point to that? Or did we just. I don't even.
I think it was like learning how to do coding or
Oh.
not like even coding, but it was like I don't know, we were basically just like learning how to move the ball.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't know.
know. It was just for fun, I feel like.
Do you remember when Mr. Young
I
used to,
don't
like,
know.
on Fridays play his guitar? Wasn't it on Fridays?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yes.
so fun.
Me too.
I feel like it would be really cool to learn to play the guitar.
Yeah. That's like something on my bucket list, like for real. I
Yeah.
really want to learn how to play the guitar.
I feel like it's really cool, but honestly, I'm not musically talented at all in any way, shape, or form. So I think I'm
I
just
feel
gonna
like
give up.
I'm gonna like make myself learn eventually. I need to get a guitar and then I'm gonna teach myself, maybe off YouTube. I don't know.
There you go. Uh,
Then I can call up Mr. Young. We can have a jam
oh
sesh.
yeah.
Along with like, didn't like some of our other teachers know how to play the
I
guitar?
think so, but I don't remember who.
Did Mr. T. Gray play?
I don't
I
remember.
feel like they kind of like played together
They might have.
or something. Oh, Mr. Moore,
I don't remember him at all.
our vice principal or
Oh.
whoever.
That's awkward.
Jim's World, Craig's World.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Craig B. Moore. That was him.
Oh. Also, can we just throw back to Fred Fox's class?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, like, such a fun class when I'm thinking back to it. It was just, like, funny. I just died.
Honestly, that class stressed me out when I was in it though, but like once I got out, I
Yes.
was like, that was so fun.
That was, like, funny. Like, literally every day you had no idea what he was gonna say. It
Oh
was just kind
no.
of, like, funny.
You just knew there was gonna be
I,
like
like,
Sam Smith
toward the
playing.
end. Oh, yeah. And Adele. And
Yeah.
Pentatonics.
I just remember he had those popsicle sticks with all of our names on it.
Oh my, traumatizing. Literally, like, I would be like, okay, I gotta know what's going on because if he pulls my popsicle stick out, then I'm like done for. And then, like, I would always like cross my fingers that my popsicle stick got pulled out for like easy stuff because then didn't he like take it out and not use it the rest of the class or something?
Yeah.
To like mix it up
Yeah.
with other people.
Oh man.
So it's like, who wants to read their essay? Oh, I'll just pick a popsicle stick. And then I'm like, no. And then later on, it's like, who wants to read their sentence they wrote? And I just like, yes. I want my popsicle stick to be pulled.
Oh man. No, that was so stressful though. And I remember whenever we had those DBW things first thing,
Oh
I
my.
always made sure I got this exactly right, or like I'd compare them to literally everyone around me because I did not want my
Same.
popsicle stick to be chosen for that and like go up there and make all these wrong mistakes.
Yeah. And like the DBW quizzes were
Oh yeah.
probably the hardest thing I like think I've ever done in a language class. I
Yeah.
honestly remember his class being like the hardest thing. Like I feel like I was challenged the most in his
Yeah, I
class. I
honestly feel
don't
like I
know
was
why.
too.
It just I have that memory. Like maybe it was like at the time I just felt like it was really hard, but I feel like he like really was hard on us.
I feel like he was too, to be honest. But I don't really care. It
Like
was really fun.
yeah, it was honestly funny. And then like we ended the year pretty great. We like watched The Outsiders and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
I remember loving that.
I remember he had all those magnets. Do you remember that? Like all
Oh
over his
yes, I
room.
got him a
You
magnet.
did?
Yeah, when I went to Belize, I got him a magnet and
Oh,
I hung it up on his I added to his collection.
that's fun. I did too, actually. I got him a magnet from like Destin, and it was a bottle opener, and the open part was a shark's mouth. So then
Oh,
I put
yeah.
his picture inside of it, so it looked like he was getting eaten by the
I
shark.
remember that. Oh my gosh. I remember him being inside of the shark's mouth. Just it was so funny. And like everyone would bring him the most random magnets and he was like always talking about how he like the funnier the more random the better kind of stuff. It was so funny.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was so hilarious.
And how he'd always come in with this catchphrase, "Hello, my pointy-headed
Oh yeah.
friends."
Honestly, it scared me. I was like, oh no, class is about to begin. I'm
No,
gonna
me
die.
too. I would be when he came in and said that everyone would get kind of like quiet. It was all like eerie.
I remember it was the
Hello,
best
my
thing ever
pointy-headed
when
friends.
he wasn't at school. Like when there was a sub, I was always like, yes, no popsicle sticks.
No popsicle sticks.
Oh, I remember. Okay, so for the Young Hoosier field trip thing, you know, like if
Oh
you read
man.
all the Young Hoosier books in
Yeah.
like eighth grade, you got to go on that field trip to what was it, like the Benjamin Harrison home or whatever.
I don't know. I didn't make
Oh
that.
no.
I read like 10.
I remember like
Maybe like 8.
Lindsay and I, we both read them all. Well, actually, I think
Oh
Lindsay might have
yeah.
cheated on a couple of them, but
Yeah, I think I remember that because like Lindsay was like, I really want to go on the field trip, and you were like, yes, Lindsay, yes, come on, I need somebody to go with, and she just like randomly cheated through all the Young Hoosier books.
yeah, I remember that. And then, so we were really excited. We're like, yes, we get a day off from Fred Fox. And then guess what? He came
He's
off
on
the
the
trip.
field trip.
And we're like, this is even worse. We have to deal with him all day. And then okay, so we were at the Benjamin Harrison house for like ages. and we were starving. We were like, we don't even care about this guy. We just want our food. And so then at the end of the trip, we were just standing outside the house looking at all the plants. And Lindsay and I were talking about like edible plants, like what we could eat because we were so hungry.
Oh
And
my
then he came up
gosh.
to us, Mr. Fox did, and he said, "What are you girls talking about?" And we're like, "Edible plants." And he started laughing, and he was like, "Oh, you girls are so funny." And we're like, "No, we're actually serious."
No, we're actually starving and we're considering eating these plants over here. Oh my gosh. No way. I remember what was that outside field trip we took? To like Bradford
Oh,
Woods.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I took that like the one like rotation on edible plants.
Oh my gosh, I did too.
That was kind of
That was
fun.
fun. Although the only one I remember though is the lemon clovers.
Oh, me too. They like actually tasted good. And like I remember there was a few more they taught us. Like I don't remember what they look like or
Yeah, I don't
anything,
either.
but like wasn't there one that like tastes like Fruit Loops?
Maybe. I don't really remember to be honest. You're probably right though.
There's a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah. Uh,
But yeah. Did you find any edible plants?
no. We didn't know what was actually edible. We were just trying to discuss and figure it out.
What did you guys go out to eat on that field trip
Yeah,
or
we
did you bring your
did.
lunch?
We went out to eat at this like actually I really don't remember where it was. I just am pretty sure I got a grilled cheese. That's all I remember.
Typical.
I always get the combination of carbs and cheese, so we're not surprised. Mm,
But good times.
that was fun.
I remember we went on a ton of field trips in 8th grade, didn't we?
I feel like we did, but I don't really remember besides the Cincinnati field trip.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. That trip was pretty fun.
That trip was fun. I remember Brian was in my group. Brian Meltzer. And he was so funny because it was the first time he'd ever been out of the state.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what? And we all like applauded him when we crossed the state line because we're like, yeah,
yes,
Brian.
he made it out.
Okay, but like low key, if that were to happen to me, I would have felt like, oh gosh, I don't remember what that one movie's called. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but the guy is like pretty much, he's been in the same place his whole life. It's like an island type thing, but he's being filmed and like recorded the entire time, and his life is actually just broadcasted on TV for like amusement.
What?
Yeah,
I've never even like heard of that movie.
it's like pretty.
That's crazy.
It's pretty funny, but low key, it's creepy. We watched it in Mrs. Workman's class for like sociology, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but like that, I feel like I would have thought that because I'd never left the state. I would have been like, are there even any other
it
states?
would have like reminded you of that movie.
That was a fun time though. Did you go to the zoo on that field trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Were you at the zoo?
Mhm. I don't. Whose group were you in?
Oh wait, I feel like we like our groups like cross paths a bunch, but like my group was I think Josie Briette and Megan
Okay.
and me or something. It was kind of a smaller group, and I think like a lot of I think like all of our parents went.
Oh really?
So they were just kind of like hanging around.
Yeah.
hanging out.
I remember, like the only people in my group was Addie and Brian, and then like, but we hung out. My mom hung out with Mike the whole time, so then we had like Lindsay and Lauren.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I do feel like we did cross paths a lot because I feel like I remember having like pictures at the zoo with you.
Yeah, I feel like I had a picture with you, but and I feel like I also had pictures with like this little tiny group. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And I didn't really remember Brian being in my group, so that kind of.
He's so iconic. I remember he was like walking around like really confused, like a lost puppy when we were making assignments for what group we were gonna be in. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, that was so chaotic. I don't know why
yeah.
the heck they did it like that. That
That
was
was really
really
crazy.
chaotic.
Like literally everyone was just in the cafeteria trying to find a group to go to and like be in. And Brian was there in the middle of
And
it.
they like made some kind of weird rule, and it was like, if your parents going, find people whose parents aren't going,
Yeah.
and weird stuff like that. And then like half my friends' parents were going, so
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, now I have to find people that like I'm friends with whose parents aren't there, and it was kind of like chaotic, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of was. But it was pretty fun because Brian, all of his friends were going to the aquarium. He's like, yeah, all my friends went to the aquarium, and I'm the only one who chose the zoo, and I didn't realize it. And I was like,
Oh
I was like,
no!
Brian, join us.
Yes, join us.
He's so funny though. Well, maybe we should cut it off for
True.
tonight, and then we can pick it up next week with high school memories.
Yes, sounds great.
Alright, well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week with a brand new podcast by yours truly, The Quaranteens.